Coming up in today's episode, Rugby League Realignment hits its first milestone. Monday Night Rugby League highlights from York City Knights versus Bradford Bulls. And petition for this man's reinstatement has hit a landmark. Take 2. Petition gathering pace for this man's return to Mount Smart Stadium. So we begin today with the highlights of the York City Knights clash with Bradford Bulls, as these two teams are looking at different ends of the season due to either injuries, suspensions, or results going their way. First, Bradford Bulls have to do without 2 of their mainstay key players, as Jordan Lilly is out injured for the rest of the season and has been for some weeks now. But Deck Patton has been banned for 7 matches due to an eye gouging incident that happened in their last game against Halifax Panthers. He was also fined £250 by the Operations Tribunal. Bulls are down to the bare bones and were looking to sign some emergency cover to play against York City Knights, but so far been unsuccessful. One such person that they were looking at, according to leading player agent Craig Harrison of Show Me the Money UK, would have been Jack Sinfield, making the trip over to Odsal on emergency cover. Unfortunately, so far it wasn't to be done, and they are looking to go a bit forward with the squad that they've already got, hoping that they can string together a few results to have a solid end to the season, as playoff picture is probably out of their hands at this point of the season. On the other side, York City Knights coach has been handed a real class act in Ata Higano, as he is in line for his first home appearance when the side hosts the Bulls in front of the Premier Sports cameras. The Tongan international and ex-NRL and Super League halfback has signed for the championship from championship rivals Leeds Centurions, initially on loan, ahead of a permanent switch ahead of their 2023 season on a 3-year deal. Still only 25, who has played for New Zealand Warriors and Canberra Raiders before joining the Salford Red Devils last year, and helping Tonga make the semi-finals of the 2017 World Cup. York would clinch the much coveted top 6 place with 4 games still to go by beating Bradford, whose former Warrington and Salford standoff Deck Patton, as we said, has been handed the 7-match ban. Ford has overseen 2 wins in succession after 4 defeats on the trot, and wants his side to go into the playoffs firing at all cylinders and ready to make an impact. So looking at it, here is the York City Knights team for tonight's game. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the backs. Matty Marsh is going to be continuing on the full-back position with AJ Taus and Brown, the wingers, both in really good scoring form of late. O'Hagan and Higano will be the starting halfbacks, while there's a lot of experience in the York City Knights pack. 150 appearances are up for Paulie, while Danny Clarkson is on 300 appearances in Rugby League. We have Rowan Michael up front for York City Knights, looking for his Ireland call-up, while Danny Kerman being in the starting 13 for York City Knights. It's Harris off the bench that will be the wild card between the two teams, as he will be looking to inject some pace into the attack. But first, Jubb will be the acting halfback that will be looking to provide that base for York. Now onto the Bradford side, with Elliot Keir at fullback, with Matty Dawson-Jones on one wing and Ryan Miller on the other. An unlikely halfback pairing of Sam Hallis and Miles Lawford, the youngster coming in with the experience lock forward in the halfback positions. George Flanagan Sr. is at acting halfback, while AJ Wallace and Chester Butler will be the two that will be causing problems as the second rowers. Thomas Doyle, Brad England, Jacob Gann and Ant Walker complete the lineup for the Bradford Bulls. Before tonight's game, there was a minute's applause for Jack Kerman, the brother of York City Knights player Danny, who tragically died last week. With the first real attacking intent, Bradford are underneath the sticks of York City Knights defence, and the ball goes out to Murphy, who grubbers it into the in-goal area for Wallace to go over for the opening try of the game. Fantastic little grubber kick from the second row of Murphy to send his winger in for the opening score. The Crosby was held up, good defence. It was just Wallace's dainty little kick, Murphy's kick for Wallace, that got him over the line for the opening points. Well judged, well paced, excellent try. 4 made was 6, and York were behind. After Higano almost goes close with a try After Higano nearly goes over for the try, it is Jubb who goes over from acting halfback, dived over. The referee was checking with his linesman, and the try was given. This was all of good work from Higano, forcing Bradford to drop out from under their own sticks, and also a mistake from the Bradford halfback, who kicked the ball from his own 40 out on the full. But Jubb's alertness to just dive over the line sees him get that close try. Sniffing it out. It's a good effort. 4 became 6, and we've tied up the game once more. After Bradford got a penalty for an offside, Paulie is sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes after contact with the Skur's head in the tackle. Could have been a lot worse, but it was just the yellow card at this point. Goes into the tackle, and then the shoulder connects as he was going in for the tackle. I think accidental, but worthy of a 10 minutes due to the laws of the game. It is Bradford on the attack again, and this time George Flanagan Sr. gets on the end of a pass back inside to get the second try and the third try of the game. A very simple play from Bradford, which gets them 4 points, and it's 12 points to 6 to the Bulls. Flanagan at the heart of everything, so is Hallas, who's cut at the moment, and when the inside ball came, he just stood still and received the ball for the try. Good inside run, Flanagan in support, over he goes for Bradford's second try. Simple work, just an easy ball. Sorry about the pauses. Here are the extras being taken. Bradford are now 14 points to 6 up with a man advantage. Straight from the kickoff, Bradford caught up possession as Lawford knocks it on as he was trying to field the kickoff. Pressure on the Bulls as York tried to get themselves back in the game. After 2 penalties and also the referee telling one of Bradford's trainers to go away, one for being a penalty at the scrum from the kickoff, Matt Marsh goes over for the try for York, which sees them get back in the game after some great sustained pressure. The second penalty came from Lawford again as he committed a high tackle close to the try line, but York's pressure pays off as Job, Hingano and then Marsh throwing a dummy and going for the line, beating Lawford once again to score York's second try to try and keep them in the sight of Bradford Bulls. The conversion was successful and York are only 2 points behind despite being 12 men down to 12 men. Fresh impetus is in Bradford's legs and they're attacking this right wing, this left defence of York City Knights. After Hingano did his best to slow down the traffic, it was Lawford that went over from acting halfback to score for Bradford Bulls. Well played by the young man. Great effort. Just there appealing for extra to play the balls, but Lawford just goes through the York defence to score on his debut. Not much of a gap there between Hingano and Clarkson, but it was weak defence. Too slow to get the youngster in their clutches. It was 20 points to 12 as Bradford added the extras. This break from Marsh sets up another York attack as he finds himself, unfortunately due to freezing, in the Bradford 40-metre line, and they carry on that attack with Taust getting held up for the next tackle, and they go right once more and go through the hands of O'Hagan, Ngannou, Kerman, Glover, and then the winger Brown goes over in the corner. Fantastic try from York. Great effort. Just before half time is what they need as well, as Matt Dunning was going down for half time with Bradford's coaching staff. Great work off the play the ball from Hingano, Kerman, Glover and Brown had the simple task despite the last minute dive from Elliot Keir. Good going to the line running, offloading in the attempted tackles, and great try scoring efforts. It remained 20 points to 16 as the hooter went as the conversion was missed. We're in the second half and the first attempt at points happens after Hingano tackles Lawford hard but fair, but Wallace goes over the top on the young man. Young man gets roughed up and there was a bit of a forearm in the face. Next thing, Lawford pushes out and everyone is in. Bradford decide to go for 2 with Elliot Keir attempting the extras, but the Bradford man strikes the post. They get the ball back after that knock on from Thompson, but let's see what comes of that. Bradford have very good territorial possession. Despite a couple of 6 gains and offside and a scrum, nothing came of it. But Marsh almost gets over the try line, but it was given as a double movement. Marsh is not giving the ball back and it's all on. Few punches, no punches, but Thompson dives in to go, come on! And everyone just starts smiling. Look at the background there, smiling his head off due to the incident, but it was something of nothing. But the referee has decided a couple of things need to happen. Wasn't a try. They gave it as double movement, even though he was still had momentum. No, not there. Stop there. Smile on his face, referee. And yellow for... And also one for Matt Marsh as well, for their involvement in the incident. Here it is again. Marsh gets reaped out, and then Marsh and Dawson Jones were the first people in causing the incident. Thompson was the funny guy, and then that was it. Just to settle it down, he told them two to go sit down for 10 minutes. But despite all this, and one very close attempt of a try from Ant Walker in the second half, there was no further scoring, and Bradford go on to win 20 points to 16. Just to get the paperwork out of the way, this is how the championship table sits after the game tonight. Our York City Knights have blown the chance of going up into 4th position after their defeat against Bradford Bulls. Bradford Bulls are now in 8th place with their win, moving on equal points with winners Vikings and their old coach John Keir. York are in 6th position with 30 points, now 2 points behind Batley Bulldogs, but playing the same amount of games. Rugby League's realignment has officially begun today under one roof at a plush new premises at the Etihad campus in Manchester. Super League clubs split from the Rugby Football League in 2018 and set up a separate organisation headed by former Everton Supremo Robert Elston. I won't say that name again, hopefully. It was designed to increase revenues within the top flight, but amid the financial crisis caused by the coronavirus pandemic, the RFL and the Rugby Football League began to work in unison again. Super League have moved out of their bases in Manchester's northern quarter, and the RFL left their offices in the Keys West, in Salford. Both organisations have taken up a new home at the House of Sport building on the Etihad campus, in the shadow of Manchester City Football Club and the £365 million Co-op Live Arena, which is currently being built. Roderick Jones, Super League's Chief Commercial Officer, told Rugby League Live today has been the official first day on the new headquarters for the sport. He continued, the RFL had already moved out of Red Hall in Leeds and now also out of Key West in Media City. The Super League staff vacated their Northern Quarter offices earlier in the summer, so today is a day one of everyone walking through the same door. It is the first time visibly of the sports realignment, and everyone's been back in the same office space again. It's been a good first day, and a lot of people know each other previously, having worked for the RFL, so it's been about refamiliarization relationships that we had previously. But it's also about making new relationships, because this is how the sport is going to be going forward, with us all under one roof. A few people have said today, oh, that saved me a phone call, because we're together in the same building. So it's already working. We've got an exciting end to a domestic season ahead, then obviously a home World Cup. So hopefully we can end 2022 in a celebratory mood. Earlier this month, there was Frank Slevin, who was appointed as the first chair of RL Commercial, the new company that has been created to drive Rugby League's commercial department as part of the realignment of the sports governance. Slevin was appointed following a thorough recruitment process involving representatives from the Rugby Football League, Super League Europe, and their strategic partners IMG. In a further statement, Jones added, all the realignment documents have been agreed and signed, but for now, all the Super League staff still work for the Super League. Obviously, with the appointment of Frank Slevin last week as the RL Commercial Chair, it will be very much on a list of things to do to transfer Super League staff and the RFL staff into the new Rugby League Commercial organisation, which is obviously going to be based here as well. We're just next door to the Commonwealth Games Athletics warm-up track, so we're very much in the hub of Sports City. Great, that's all I need. I now know where they are. I'll be like a fish to water, straight there. I'll be done for stalking after a while. Anyway, going back to the actual realignment parts, and being serious now. It's a good thing. Getting all the needles in this, what's it called? All their eggs in one basket. That's the analogy that we're working for. Might make things a bit more clearer, or it may fog things up a little bit more. It has still two entities at this time. It doesn't start until the end of the season. We'll have to see what goes on in everyone's heads at that time. Will everyone be covering the Rugby League World Cup at the stadium, at the new place, as part of the technical side, the support side, the ticket office, data input, things like that? Rugby League, England Rugby League are on the side of the door, so why not? It's a good idea to have it at the Etihad campus, with all the sporting things that are going on there. The co-op arena, co-op live arena, or whatever they want to call it. I've not seen that yet, so I'm going to have a quick look at that. But exciting times. Hopefully it'll bear a lot of fruit. So in a story to finish off today that has even reached the newspapers in the UK, New Zealand Warriors fan has been handed a harsh lifetime ban after doing a shoey to celebrate a try in his side's 42 points to 18 win over the Bulldogs on Friday night. Or so it may seem. A supporter of the New Zealand Warriors was banned after watching his club all his life and opted to down a beer out of his shoe at the Mount Smart Stadium. The four gentleman is called Callie Gibbons. It's seen here doing the practice which he is known for in Mount Smart Stadium. He's 31 years old and has been hit with a sanction despite going down a storm with his fellow fans after doing the shoey during his team's 42 points to 18 NRL win over the Bulldogs on Friday. It's not the only time that he's done it. He's done it live on TV before, while at Mount Smart Stadium. He was immediately frog-marched out of the arena and informed he would never come back. However, the Warriors fan base clearly aren't in agreement and have launched a petition to get the harsh ban overturned for the popular bricklayer. Thus far, as many as 10,355 signatures have been done as of the 15th of August, 5:36 GMT. The supporters even gathered even further. The petition that started off at 5,000 is now up to 15,000, trying to get that magic total. Gibbons himself has also pleaded his case, confirming to the Sydney Morning Herald that he hadn't been charged for his actions. He also insists he purchased the beer himself from one of the stadium bars. In the interview he said, "I was evicted from the stadium and the security guard escorted me out and told me I had a lifetime ban," Gibbons said. "Your guess is as good as mine as to why I was kicked out. It was just wrong. I told them I purchased a beer from the venue, I was not intoxicated, and it was my choice as to how to consume the beer." Gibbons has also acquired the nickname of Roger Shoey Varsicek, not like the former Warriors winger, but Shoey, as in the practice of drinking beer from a shoe. And the petition was started on change.org, and it read, Roger Shoey Vasashek, the fan favourite, the man, the myth, the legend. On August the 12th, 2022, the Warriors vs Bulldogs game, RSVS, did what he did best. He popped a fat Shoey in front of the coach's box. The crowd loved it, the players loved it, the ref loved it. Like a mini atomic bomb, it blasted the shockwave of mana throughout the entire stadium. The players now radiated with mana. Went on to thrash the Bulldogs 13+. Unfortunately, the ground staff saw this as an opportunity to take down RSVS once and for all. They swooped in and escorted him out of the stadium and served him with a lifetime ban. Inside job from the NRL? You tell me. We must help our brother and get his Warrior membership reinstated for the people, for the team, for the Shoey. Gibbons himself has been sat in front of the coach's box since 2006 with his father, Ron Gibbons, who is also a Warriors fanatic. And the Kiwi fans weren't perturbed about him carrying on that night at another venue. He even said, I'd only done the one Shoey. At least I got one good Shoey in. I went to a bar and did a few Shoeys every time the Warriors scored. Given this team end up scoring 7 tries, that would have represented a decent intake from Gibbons. For their part, the Warriors have claimed they were unaware that Gibbons had been ejected. The win boost what has been an otherwise underwhelming season for the Warriors, lifting them to 13th in the table under coach Stacey Jones. It was just their 6th win in 21 outings this campaign. Yes, they've had Michael Maguire in the meantime, but hey ho. Anyway, how is it Nathan Brown? Done me edit. Anyway. But the good news has come back though. For Gibbons, as the Vodafone Warriors have issued a statement about club member Callie Gibbons following an incident during Friday night's game at Canterbury Bankstown. Claims have circulated over the weekend that the Vodafone Warriors member Callie Gibbons was informed that he had been served with a lifetime ban when the stadium security asked him to leave Mount Smart Stadium on Friday night. We have confirmed with Auckland Stadiums that no such ban was imposed. Callie is a loyal member and we look forward to having him back at Mount Smart Stadium for the next match on September the 3rd and for Vodafone Warriors games in the future. So common sense has prevailed. It's a bit of fun. Whoever's the job worth, that said, no, get him out, we don't want to see that. They should pull the pole out of the backside. I'm serious now. The guy's a fan, he's doing nothing wrong, he's bought it legally, he's doing it out of a shoe, his own shoe. It's not as if he's gone up to yours and said, just let me do a shoey at your own shoe. Job's worth. Good luck to you, Mr. Gibbons, and your father, and also your friends. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the season. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode in the comment section below. The comments are open for you guys. Please, feel free to do so, but be respectful. That's the one rule. Rugby League's realignment hits the first milestone. Fantastic. Got one place for all the staff, all the commercial staff. That's a good idea. Hopefully they'll work for the Rugby League World Cup team to help them during the events at the end of the season. But we've still got the regular season and the playoffs to go. Bradford beating York. Good effort. What an excellent game, to be honest. Feisty as anything. I loved it. I loved it. Thunderstorms, rain, mistakes, punch-ups. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. And what about Shoey? Roger Shoey Varshishek. Coley Brimson? I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I recorded it. Anyway, he's back in. No ban. No ban. That's fantastic news. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best. And I'll see you in the next episode.